Hey, I'm Gabby Zakara, and usually I am all about spirituality, how to change your life and light using your words and your thoughts, controlling your mind, and creating a new life light or a new language of light. And I'm not talking about light language that is hard to understand, the kind of stuff that people talk that's obviously being channeled from somewhere else. I'm talking about how to change our current language in small ways so that we say more lightful words rather than more shiteful words. So, usually I'm here sharing all that. Well, I've been a musician, a singer and songwriter since I was about 15. Like, my whole life I've obviously been singing, but it was 15 where I learned how to write my own songs. And since then I pursued music at college, at uni. I went into a songwriting group afterwards in Manchester, and basically like my whole life was all about being a songwriter and being a successful songwriter, to the point where I hadn't really woken up spiritually. And when I was younger, I was writing protest songs about the world and how to help and heal the world and like solve the world's issues. And so like that was me, like my soul kind of like expressing myself through my music. But then when I went to kind of college and uni, I started more writing songs that was like just house tracks about love and stuff like that, that people would want to hear and that I thought people would want to hear. So then like I've been doing music for so long, to the point where when I started waking up spiritually, I was still so attached to being a famous singer, and that like my I was like putting it over everything else, even like my own self-healing and self-growth. And then when I'd met my spiritual teacher, I was like kind of saying to my spiritual teacher, like I didn't want to spend any time doing anything other than trying to be a successful musician, because I felt like it was distracting me from my goal. And he said, like, basically what it was is that I if I spent a moment doing something else, then I felt like it wasn't progressing, but at the same time I was getting a bit of success only in the way that what would class as success today, in terms of my songs, they got to like at the time like 35 million streams. Now they're probably on like 40 or something, which isn't successful in terms of what songs get nowadays. But for me, as an amateur musician trying, that is like my success story, and like performing in some cool shows and stuff, but never really got the traction I was hoping for. And I wanted to be like Coldplay Coldplay on like massive stage and stuff. So like that I wasn't being satisfied until I got there, and I wasn't really building much of a fan base or a presence online. Didn't really know what to post. I was overthinking everything, and I had a manager and things like that. And then I ended up just kind of like letting go of it all and the songwriting group and stuff to pursue my spirituality. Because what happened was I was like stopping and blocking myself from spending time on myself and fixing myself. And how are you meant to be on a platform and be a representative of yourself if you don't even know who you are? And be a good role model as well if you don't even know who you are and what you stand for. And my spiritual teacher was like, there was just this one time I was trying to write this song for this competition, and a lot of like the industry is actually rigged. But I was trying to write this song, and I was just thinking, take every chance you can get, even if it is a rigged one. And I was trying to come up with something. I couldn't come up with something, and he was like, hey, do you want to come and hang out with the crew? We're all doing like spiritual things this evening, taking acid. And I was like, I can't, I need to get this song written, because the submission was due in the next day. And I was like, I just can't, because I thought if I miss this opportunity kind of thing. And then he was like, come on, like it'll be really good for you, you'll have a lot of kind of breakthroughs and stuff. And I ended up going, but feeling really guilty about it and being stressed that I wasn't doing the music, and that I'm gonna miss this opportunity and F up this potential doorway to the career I've wanted for so long. And I was talking to him whilst we were there, and I was just saying, like, genuinely, and this is actually how I felt, which is this is like why it's like, what? So I was like, genuinely, if I don't make it as a famous singer, I'd rather die. And that was true. Like, I would actually rather die then have made it as a famous singer because I had this like emotional attachment or desire in me to be this famous singer so much that I would be a failure if I didn't get there, which is pretty high standards to hold for myself. Like, it's either you have to be Coldplay, otherwise you're a massive failure. Like, where's the self-love? Like, where's the self-respect? And can't you see your value in all the other ways that you're valuable? I think it was probably down to my dad was like always quite successful in business, and we kind of grew up without a lot of money, living with my grandparents and stuff. But then he ended up making it really well in business. But he always had this like perfectionist, like you like this almost like I grew up with this idea like you're not successful unless you become a millionaire or something. And so it was like maybe just trying to please my dad, and only they would like my dad and my mum would only kind of accept me or think I'm great if I was to achieve this kind of thing, and I would rather die than not achieve that. And so he said to me like, where is your self-forgiveness? Like, if you don't make it in this lifetime because you've spent time working on yourself or doing other things, you need to learn self-love and self-forgiveness and be okay and accept that you did those things, the other things in the moment, for a purpose, not like hate on yourself and want to die because you never achieved what you was expecting to achieve. And then I kind of like, I've been doing my music alongside my spirituality, but my spirituality stuff kind of like really went popular and massive because people, that's what people want and need. And why would they want to listen to the music? What makes my music any different then? But at least the spiritual stuff, I was being able to give people things that they haven't heard before, whereas with the music, haven't you heard every song before, really? Like all the songs are kind of just the same within a genre. So I kind of like slowed down on my music, and then I got to this point where I just stopped completely because the music that I was releasing just like was getting like a not that much, it wasn't being listened to that much. I wasn't writing all my songs about like my spirituality, my spiritual life, and I wanted to be like really spiritual with my music, and what I was writing was just kind of a mix of the old and the new still. So I ended up just like having like maybe spells on me, maybe just not wanted to do it, not enjoying doing it. And then more recently I've been like just been like really guided, like you need to be doing your music. Your music's going to heal people. It's different. It's your medicine. And it doesn't matter if it sounds like similar to other songs. It's about my energy that I put in the songs and in the music. And one of the things I've learned is I always want to feel like, I don't want people to feel on their own, but I also am very solitary myself. And I actually really love my own company. And so I used to, so I'm not casting that spell, but I used to struggle to actually deeply connect with people, just through maybe being so independent. And so I don't want people to feel alone, but I don't want them to rely on me. So it's like maybe that's something I need to heal, is learning how to connect it on a deeper level with people again. I do believe so, because I think that it'll open me up in more ways. I'm working on it, guys. But what I'm thinking as well is you don't need to literally be there on call for someone 24/7 to make sure they're not feeling alone. Music makes you not feel alone, because so many times I've felt in that moment and I've put music on and it's really made me feel like everything's going to be okay, or it's lifted my spirits, or it's allowed me to just cry out all the negative that I was feeling at the time. So music connects you on such a deep level. So it's like, now my guides are saying, I've been trying to make my own music, like actually produce my own music. I've been working with an awesome producer called Himalaya, and I love our songs and we'll still continue to release them. But my guides have kind of just put this idea in me to just write a whole album. Don't overthink it. Don't be a perfectionist about it. Try and just get a whole group of songs together that are all kind of a vibe that people can put on and listen to, maybe when they're doing breath work, maybe when they're doing Reiki sessions, maybe when they're doing kind of yoga classes and stuff. So enough songs to fill an hour and a half or something. And just like, it doesn't have to be perfect, just release something that's a vibe and that's got good energy. Which brings me on to the challenge that I've set for myself, which is why you are here watching this, because this is day 2 of the challenge and I'll tell you about day 1. So I've set myself a challenge because I've learned about discipline. And when it's not only about having the discipline to continue to do stuff, but it's like focusing your energy towards it, and just your energy and your intention fills it with more energy and momentum around it. This is what I've been learning. So it's not just like I'm going to do my music and like it's like creating more, and it's kind of doing more physical stuff. It's literally like it builds a momentum around it energetically as well. So almost without you trying, more and more things will be drawn to it to charge it with more light. Because where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows. So I'll be giving my music more attention, and energy going to be flowing and growing into that, and to build it more. And I'm good at my music, and it's like I've been always wondering, like, how do I make money doing what I love, so I don't have to have like a 9 to 5. And I've always thought, is it something spiritually? Do I need to do courses and stuff? And maybe still I can do that, but it's like it's your music. And I think it's because I've never really in the past made a lot of money from the music. But I do think if I had some kind of album, people could just put like the whole album on as a big collection. At the minute it's just random little songs, and they might just listen to a few, but it's not like they could just put on like an album, press play, and then just wander about the house, or do a yoga session and like have the music playing like a vibe. And I think that's where it'll be good, because people are looking for playlists like that. They want stuff like that, not just random songs that all sound a bit different. They probably want a whole vibe that they can vibe out to while they're cooking breakfast in the morning, while they're tidying the house, whatever it is. So I put myself a challenge because I was never really structured with when I would do my music, and then guess what? It would never get done. So this is my challenge. I was thinking I'll have like a set diary where I'll go, okay, every Monday I'll do an hour of my music, every Tuesday I'll do an hour of my socials and stuff. And I thought, no, I'm doing a 28-day challenge for myself, an hour of music every day, at least an hour. So basically that means I have to work on my music every day, and I force myself to do it. It's a 28-day challenge. So it gives you accountability to do it. And it's not like it's going to take up my whole life, because it's only an hour. And what I'm thinking is, sometimes you can get going and then you can be like 3 or 4 hours vibing in it all. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be disciplined in that sense as well, because you can end up doing that, and then what happens is the next day you feel like you can't be asked doing it, because you just like wasted, you not wasted, but you've put so much energy into it yesterday with the 4 hours that it almost drains you, and you go to bed late, and then you feel worse, and then like you have to try and catch up, and you don't really want to do it because you've done so much of it yesterday. So instead I'm just going to try and do smaller batches, and actually go, yeah, I'm going to finish here now and carry on tomorrow. And then it helps keep the stamina and the momentum. So I'm on day 2, because yesterday I was like, right, I'm going to start with a song that I've been meaning to get finished for ages. It's called Deep Talk, and I had kind of put some chords and some vibes together and toying with some sounds, and I'd kind of put it's kind of like my next track really, that I've got quite a bit already together on, and I've already written the whole song. So I was like, I'm gonna work on that. So the first day I was working on basically making all the instruments sound nice, getting it into a structure. It sounds really good now. And now day 2, yesterday actually as well, I recorded the whole vocal. So I recorded the whole vocal. The only thing that's missing now is harmonies and ad-libs. So here's day 2. I've woken up at Saturday, or Saturn rays, the 6th of July. This is day 2, and now I'm just going to try and comp the vocals, which means go through all the takes I've done and choose my favourite, and that will be my main vocal that I'll choose. Today's goal is to just get all the vocals done, at least like comped and looked through, like chosen the exact ones I want, delete all the ones that I don't need. And then what happens then is it's actually going to be almost there then. So that's my goal for day 2. And then I need to go to the shops to get food and stuff. So I'm also doing quite a lot of travelling next week. So I'm going to see how I get on with being able to do it while I'm travelling. It's possible I might miss a day or 2, because I'm going to be driving like I'm going to be driving about 10 hours in one day, and then another 10-hour day as well. So I doubt I'm going to be doing music that day, so I might compensate it with a double bubble on one of the days. Today's day 2, and these are this is a little snippet of me sorting out the verse, so you can have a little sneak peek. So the first verse is done. I've chosen my favourite words and lines and take some parts and I've put it all together. So this is how it's sounding with the first verse. Here we go. Float away in conversation, I escape in my mind. Think about what happens when we pass. Who's my soul family, and is the earth flat? There we go. Finite for now. I'm just going to go to the shop, and thanks for watching.